Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Big Bang Theory. This is the third episode of the 6th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, I kind of felt sad and bad and, sorry for Leonard, to be honest, because, he's thinking his relationship's going all well, and Penny's actually not feeling it. She's thinking about breaking up with him, and it looked like she was actually going to do it as well. He was sat down, he asked her if she was okay. You could tell that she was, visibly upset. You could see it welling up in her eyes, and she was trying to get out this, obviously, bad news. But Leonard brought those puppy dog eyes out. I don't know whether he was thinking that she was going to say that she loves him, make an announcement, do you know what I mean? But it got too overwhelming for Penny, and she ended up sleeping with him. Now, obviously, I'm saying that, the more we see her, the more she's kind of distressed and upset about the situation of the relationship, and she doesn't know whether she wants to be in it with Leonard. It's kind of upsetting for him because obviously he's all in and loves her, and he's told her multiple times, and she doesn't know she's at that stage yet, and it's actually starting to grate and grind on her and basically pull her, emotions down, and it's obviously having a visible toll on her, and she don't really know how to say it. Now, it's going to be kind of sad to see them break up if they do. And actually, I was saying last episode that if we're going to go and break them up, let's just do it. I'm all for slow burners in relationship building, but I'm not all for relationship breakups. And if we're going to do it, let's just end it now and rip the band-aid off. So it's going to be interesting how we address it, because it's been like 2 episodes into the season so far, and it's not really been the best of relationships for them. And it's kind of been going downhill ever since that he expressed his love for her, and when he obviously asked her to marry him, and she rejected it, and obviously they've just never recovered. So I am really interested to see where we go from here. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Hey, how's the little astronauty hotties?
Just being cooped up in this tin can for weeks on end is starting to get to me.
I gotta get back to work. I love you.
Love you too. Hey, Bernie, before you go, I really miss gravity. Drop something so I can watch it fall.
Look at his face.
Oh, baby, you're killing me.
Hi, this came for you today. It's from your mom.
Thank you, Penny. Yeah, wait, here.
So what's in it?
Doesn't matter. Half the time he just ends up playing with the box.
Yeah, it's journals and research papers I wrote as a child. Yeah. And forgive my crude penmanship. I didn't start typing until I was 6.
August 7th, 8:42 a.m. This is humiliating. What was wrong with diapers?
Yeah, there are some charts in the back where I kept track of shape, color, and consistency.
Why do you need all of this stuff?
Yeah, I am glad you asked. Oh. Yeah, are you familiar with the Higgs boson? In 1964, Dr. Peter Higgs, he wrote a paper. Paper was rejected, but recently he was proven right. And now he's on the fast track to win a Nobel Prize. Higgs is being celebrated for work he did 50 years ago. So that got me thinking. Yeah, perhaps I've already hit upon the idea that will win me my Nobel Prize.
You're gonna spend hours and hours combing through all this stuff?
It's a good point. My time is much too valuable. Perhaps I should find someone to do it for me. Someone with a rudimentary understanding of science, but whose real talents lie in menial labor.
Maybe I could do it.
I wrote this when I was 5 years old.
That algebraic topology can never have a non-self-contradictory set of abelian groups. Just a blonde monkey to you, aren't I?
Ms. Jensen, before we begin, may I offer you a refreshment? Water, coffee, tea, a marijuana cigarette?
No thanks, I'm fine.
Now, are you sure? Everyone's smoking them.
I don't do drugs.
Excellent. Yeah, that was a ruse. They're not the best. Physics is the best. You're summa cum laude in theoretical physics from Stanford University. Oh, and 2 years ago, you had a persistent ear infection. I hope that didn't cause any hearing loss.
No, of course not. How did you know about that?
Well, I did a comprehensive background check. You did medical records, credit reports, criminal history. I trust you paid off those parking tickets. Flattery will not get you this job, Miss Jensen.
It's not flattery if it's the truth.
Well, thank you. Welcome aboard.
Hey, Sheldon, hope you're hungry. They're serving macaroni and cheese.
I'm Alex, Dr. Cooper's new assistant.
Congratulations, and may God have mercy on your soul. She seems nice.
Hey, you already got a girlfriend. I call dibs.
All I said was, she seems nice.
Yeah, well, I love her.
What I don't understand is, right, is this research not his own personal research that he done when he was 5 years old? Like, how's he managed to hire somebody to work for him while he's at the university? Is he using his own money or is he using theirs? And how can he use their facilities? You know what I mean? It's like if I worked at Google, but I wanted somebody to come be my assistant personally, nothing to do with Google, for example, I won't be able to bring them into the headquarters and let them use the computers and library and stuff like that. You know, well, that's what I'm assuming anyway. So that's kind of interesting.
I wasn't expecting to hear from you today. Everything okay?
No, not really. Soyuz capsule they were sending to bring us home.
Uh-huh.
It's delayed. We're gonna be here at least another week. They left dogs up here on the 60s.
He looks like he's going crazy.
Howard, no one's leaving you up there. You're gonna be fine. You survived that Weight Watchers cruise with your mom. And they ran out of low-fat ice cream on day 2.
If I die, promise you'll never have sex with another
man. Raj would be straight in there, wouldn't he?
I'm a man-eater now. Looks like something used by Tinkerbell's gynecologist.
Who are you calling?
I'm gonna video chat Sheldon. I'd like to speak to Sheldon.
I'm sorry, he's asked me to hold all calls unless you're Stephen Hawking, his mother, or himself from the future.
All right, well, tell him Amy called.
Last name?
He knows my last name. I'm his girlfriend.
All right, I will tell him you called.
Sheldon told me he had a new assistant named Alex. He didn't mention that Alex was a girl.
Maybe he didn't notice. Amy, really, she is not going to come on to Sheldon.
Oh, really? Look at this face. How can any woman spend 8 hours a day alone with this face and not fall in love with it?
The thing is, last time we seen him work with a female, he never actually got any sexual desires from it. And I'm not too sure she did, but she was always with him 24/7. And it was because she wanted to be named partly on a paper. Do you know what I mean? Now, it's interesting because I actually don't think that Sheldon at all, you would ever have to worry about his intentions. You know, he's with Amy and he never really does anything with her, does he? Do you know what I mean? He don't even engage in anything. The closest they do is hold hands. So I reckon she's safe, but I kind of understand where she gets a kind of worry from.
Hop in, say hi to my boyfriend, and meet his new assistant. Aha!
What are you doing?
Isn't it obvious? I'm spreading my scent to mark my territory.
Come on, Amy, that is not going to work.
Really? Because just before you became my best friend, I did this all over your apartment.
Has your assistant said anything about me?
No, in fact, she has. Her exact words were, "What is that guy's problem?"
Here's your frozen yogurt, Dr. Cooper.
Half chocolate, half vanilla, side by side, not swirled.
Yes.
Half a teaspoon of sprinkles.
Rainbow, not chocolate.
2 cherries.
One on top, one on the bottom.
Stems removed.
Top one, yes, I didn't check the one on the bottom. Oh, so sorry, Dr. Cooper.
It's all right, Alex. I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed. Do you think it's appropriate for her to sit with us, given her station?
Given her what?
Yeah. If I've learned anything from British television shows on PBS, it's that servants dine downstairs with their own kind.
Please join us.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
What's the topic of your dissertation?
I'm looking for Trojan asteroids at Earth's L5 Lagrange point.
Oh, that happens to be Dr. Kuthra-Polly's field of expertise. You two have a lot to talk about.
Okay, he's hitting it off.
So what kind of research are you doing?
High-energy lasers.
Ooh, military?
Not yet, but I can remove unwanted hair from 2 miles away.
Maybe Penny's getting jealous.
Nothing to worry about. That skank's your problem, not mine.
Cherry Step! Cherry Step!
I thought Amy would be running straight over, to be honest. You know, the way Sheldon speaks to her, it is borderline workplace bullying that. Like, personally, you know, I know for a fact that if somebody in the environment that I used to work in, I work in construction now, and obviously people talk, they kind of like no boundaries. Like, people swear, you know what I mean? People shout, people fight. It's totally different. But when I worked in an office environment, if somebody talked to you like that, you'd literally be at HR and you'd be getting them done. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because it's basically putting, it doesn't matter what position you are, whether you're head of the company or you're the janitor, for example. Like, everybody should be one level. Nobody's below each other. You shouldn't be dismissing people and not letting them be around and, you know, like, is it secluding them away from, like, environments? Like, because obviously then you're creating a divide and it's not really fair.
How you doing, Howie? You feeling a little better?
Oh, a lot better. Thanks. We should probably talk in code. From now on, frog is me, sandwich means you, and lemon means rocket. So come on, sandwich, build me a lemon, because Froggy wants to come home.
Putting on a brave face.
There's nothing to be brave about. Everything's fine.
Really? I don't know how much you know about primate behavior, but Sheldon's assistant was clearly courting Leonard.
Okay, maybe she was flirting with him, but who cares?
Look, I don't even know where my relationship is with Leonard right now. Of course he's desirable. I mean, he's great. Fine, it bothers me a little. No, you know what? This is stupid. Doesn't bother me.
And there you have it. Prefrontal cortex reasoning versus limbic lust. If this were a boxing match, they might call it the thriller adjacent to the amygdala.
She loves it,
If you were a
look.
brain scientist, you would be busting a gut right now.
So how was work today?
Oh, it's all right, I guess. Sat to Heimlich a cherry stem out of Sheldon.
Oh, good, Leonard, you're here. Science news. This will interest you. And, Penny, feel free to paint your nails.
Magnets, what do they stick to?
Sheldon thinks the approach in this paper might change the way we calculate ferromagnetic hysteresis.
Oh, it's about time I hated the old way. Hi, I'm Penny.
Alex, do you work with Dr. Hofstadter?
In a way.
Well, you're lucky. He seems very talented, and I'm sure a lot of people want to work with him.
Oh, well, a lot of people can't.
Where are we going?
My limbic system wants to take your pants off.
She seems nice.
Notice people on your own time. We're working.
Attention, people of Earth. Tonight, there will be 2 moons in the sky.
See, he actually looks so happy there and free. Do you know what I mean? Like, to be honest, his acting in the last 3 episodes have been pretty good. If I'm being honest, like, he doesn't look like he's enjoying himself at all. His eye makeup's good as well. It's always looking like he's welling up, and he kind of got some twitches going on in today's episode, and you could tell that he's kind of like panicking. It says there he's wrestles with cabin fever. Now, I'd be really interested to see how people actually cope with this in real life, because if you got sent up into space and you started having a breakdown, you started mentally, collapsing, or you started, consistent panic attacks, or everything started to get overwhelming, and you start not even doing your work, for example, because you're down and out and you're just missing home. You know what I mean? Some people get absolutely homesick and then they just lounge around, and you can't really get full, the full mobility out of them. You know what I mean? Like, they just become useless. And I'd love to know how you actually sort something like that out. How could you bring somebody around? You're so far away, you can't actually come back. If he was up there and he absolutely started hating it, he started panic attacking every day, and he just felt claustrophobic because he's always like confined, how would you actually overcome that? Now, I'm pretty sure that in real life, people who were supposed to be going to space, they would have experienced a simulation on Earth for a vast amount of time. So if I was about to go up into space for months, because I think he's only going up for a couple of weeks, Howard, but I'm pretty sure in real life you go up there for a few months. I think that you spend time in the ground in a capsule and simulation just like that to see how your reactions would be, to see how your mindset goes, and how you'd obviously adapt to that environment in 0G as well, because at first, after a couple of days, it might seem all right, but then the longer it comes, the less people that you become to see, because you're always confined with this small little group, you know what I mean? Plus, there's not really many things that you can do to keep your mind ticking consistently. I can get up and walk outside now. I could drive to the shop, so do you know what I mean? I can go meet with friends and socialise. Like, he's stuck and confined, and it does take a toll on you. So I'd actually be interested to see that in real life, but hopefully we see him back down. 3 episodes. Maybe get 1 or 2 more, and then we can see him land, and obviously his friends celebrate him, clap his achievements, integrate him back into the social life with the guys, and it'd be really good. So Howard, his acting's been pretty good recently. I'm enjoying him. His makeup's decent as well, and it'd be good to see him back on the ground in the next few episodes. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Now, Sheldon has got a new assistant. It's a female, and it's Amy. That was... Well, she was concerned. She was thinking that maybe, she's going to come in, she's going to try to take my boyfriend away, and she was skeptical about it. She had to go to the work and test and see how they was reacting with each other. And obviously, Amy was told by Penny that there's nothing to worry about. Sheldon's probably the last guy on earth you should ever think that you're going to get cheated on by. And I totally agree. She's had to sign a contract so that she can spend a couple of dates with him, maybe a month, and you know what I mean? And there's a little bit of time in there where they show a bit of intimacy, which is like holding hands, or maybe hugging and cuddling. it's not a standard relationship with Sheldon, is it? Everything has to be down to the T. He has to know what he's doing on what day and what time and how long it's going to be. And, you know, if it's out his comfort zone, he's not doing it and it has to be scheduled. And I don't think she has anything to worry about at all. Regardless, she could be a 10 out of 10 absolute A-star stunner, or she could be a 0 out of 10, you know, like ugly. He's not going to really bat an eyelid. To him, she's just another person working, trying to get him the Nobel Prize. You know what I mean? So she's had that confirmed that he's showing no interest at all. But person who is showing interest is actually Leonard. Now, obviously, Leonard's not showing interest in a sexual way at all, the way Raj would like it. Yeah, he's just been a nice friend, a nice person, and welcoming her to the work environment, so to speak. And they're hitting off, and it's triggered something in Penny. Now, it's obviously Amy was saying, look, you know, there might be one side of your brain that's kind of shutting it off and making you think that you wouldn't want to be with Leonard, but then when you can see somebody else with him, you kind of get jealous, and it shows that you actually do care for him. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of interesting that it's like, sometimes you can only attribute it to like a kid. You know, you've got a toy and you don't really want to play with it anymore and you're going to throw it away, but then you see somebody come over, maybe your brother or sister, and you pick it up and they're enjoying it and you're like, that's mine, give it me back. You know what I mean? You're not enjoying it, I'm having it, it's mine. And that's literally the Penny, or in that scenario. You know, she's got Leonard, she's kind of getting bored of it, or like she's not really sure what's going on with the relationship, so she's thinking about obviously just breaking up. And then when somebody else comes in and shows affection and attention to her boyfriend and sees him laughing, she's like, hang on, why is he doing that with her? That's mine. I want him back. And, you know, she's actually pulled him from the room and gone to have sex with him. So that's 2 days in a row he's ended up getting sex. So he's loving it. I don't know if she is. You know, last episode it was out of, well, she kind of felt sorry for him. This episode it was kind of out of jealousy, you know what I mean? So Leonard's big win for him. Hopefully they can stay on course and stay together. I don't want them to break up, but I do feel like it might do, and then later on, maybe in the next season or so, we bring them back. But interesting episode today. Thanks for checking it out. If you did enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.